to leave this town. Maybe I can stay and find some other nice people who will like me and accept me for who I am.
Trusting your spirit, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I just want to go back.
No one knows me like the piano. You show me I had something and people call on.
Hello and welcome to the 37th Annual Golden Joystick Awards, live from the Bloomsbury Big Top here in London. I'm Alex Walton-Regan. Some of you may know me as Aya from Assassin's Creed Origins, or perhaps the Inquisitor from Dragon Age Inquisition. This year I was Nomad in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. We're here to celebrate the very best that video games have had to offer you throughout 2019 in this exclusive live stream brought to you by Razer. The award show itself will begin in around 30 minutes, but before then, we've got a bunch of exclusive videos and behind-the-scenes studio tours to share just with you. Now, we're about to open our doors and welcome in our guests for a cheeky glass of champagne to calm the nerves before they head on through into the main event. We're going to take a look inside there in just a moment, but before that, here's the first of our pre-show specials. Please enjoy part one of our light-hearted look at 2019 in video games.
Video games get weird, eh?
2019 was a brilliant year for video games, and a terrible year for everything else. But never mind all that, let's look back at the year's highlights and try to forget we're all desperately clinging on to life in the last days of a dying civilization that's messing about playing cool video games about criminal geese instead of making any reasonable attempt to avoid the imminent ecological collapse that's definitely going to kill us all. Welcome to 2019 in video games, presented by the Golden Joystick Awards. January started strong with fitness boxing, then exploded into life with two of the year's most critically acclaimed games. Firstly, a lovingly crafted, ground-up remake of 1998's Resident Evil 2. Who have we got doing the piece to camera for that one?
There's definitely some specialists out there I think we can get in touch with. Do you want to run through them now? Or?
I'm thinking I'm going to do it, you know, because, you know, I know the series and I know people who made it. I've been out to Japan and I want to talk about how the fact it exists at all is a miracle. Like a baby, like a gory baby. The babies are kind of gory anyway, aren't they? But hold on, one second.
We talked about this. You can't talk about Resi 2 because you worked on it. No, we did not. You did. Wasn't I doing it? Huh? You made one of the trailers for it.
No. Just because I produced a live-action trailer does not mean that I cannot sit down and talk about the game itself.
Aye, it does.
Why? Tell me.
Because you're compromised. You're biased.
It's not a John le Carre novel. How am I compromised?
It's about integrity. Remember back in the day where we could eat all the gourmet food we wanted at preview events or whatever? And then it all changed. I had to refuse tiny cheeseburgers for 3 years. I lost 4 stone. And listen, I didn't go through all that just so you can let the whole system come crashing down again with your ego.
Resi 2 any good anyway?
Oh, it's great. What it does is it blends the 1998 original with the graphics and gameplay afforded by modern day consoles. So what you end up with is a really intense nostalgia hit, but you're never quite sure what's coming next.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know. Hopefully they'll have some answers at the police station.
Well, I liked it well enough for its tense horror and slick presentation, you know, but it didn't depict police procedure very well. The guy's on a night shift and he doesn't once go to KFC.
Apex Legends was dropped as a surprise release from the studio that brought us Titanfall, and it was a bit bloody alright too, marrying Respawn's excellent shooting pedigree with a free-to-play battle royale model that allowed anyone to jump in, but there weren't any Titans in it, so some people got a bit miffed.
Apex Legends didn't need Titans because it dropped as a perfectly formed 4-player free-to-play game that ticked everyone's boxes, even though they didn't know they needed those boxes ticked.
With PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Fortnite and Apex Legends knocking about, the burgeoning Battle Royale craze seemed to reach parity levels with Tetris 99 back in February, which took a concept rooted in screaming, blood-soaked chaos and a cult Japanese film that your boyfriend makes everyone watch, and applied it to the most pure and methodical video game of all time.
It sounds like it would be utterly bonkers, but of course it's Nintendo, so it was brilliant and we've poured hundreds of hours into it.
February also saw the release of Anthem, EA's much-hyped service shooter.
Stadia Games and Entertainment.
With the onset of March came news of a flabbergasting tech revolution with the announcement of Google Stadia, which aims to replace the boxes under your telly with bigger and flashier boxes elsewhere. It's a game-changing concept so on the knife edge of ingenuity that there's only been 5 other services that do the same thing, and one of them went bust in 2012, but crucially, none of them have Google's cache, and if it works, it could actually change the world. Bits of it, at least.
Cloud gaming and Stadia is really exciting, but it's not necessarily going to be the next big thing in the next few years, because there's a big problem with access. If you look at infrastructure in general around the world, there are a lot of people who don't have the speedy internet connections, who don't have the connectivity. And so if the whole of gaming moves to the cloud, then we could end up in a world where some people in parts of rural America, someone in rural India actually doesn't have access to games consoles. And how sad would that be? That's not funny though, I'm sorry.
So Google Stadia launched in beta with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So obviously I had to play that and test it. And I tested it for 394 hours. I think maybe 396.
396 hours?
Yeah, to test it.
What were you testing?
The game. You had to make sure it works. I mean, you have to play the main story and you have to play the DLC and then the extra DLC. And then you need all the weapons and then you need to do it in New Game Plus.
Haven't you already played it all on PlayStation?
Yeah, I played it on PlayStation. Hundreds of hours on PlayStation, but I reviewed it on Xbox. So this is like the 3rd time, right? So it's a good test. You know, the stabbing, all the stabbing and the running. Put your hood up and you run around. Have you ever played Assassin's Creed?
I think 2019 is the year that one of gaming's most deserving auteurs finally solidified his legacy. He put out a game of incredible value. It's thought-provoking, it's striking, it's flawlessly executed. Of course, talking about Hidetaka Miyazaki, Sekiro is the best game of the year. If you don't believe that's the case, you're a freak and a deviant.
From Software are a company that have basically taken boss battles, notoriously one of the ropiest parts of video games, and created an entire game around it. So while it may often feel like you're banging your head against the wall for hundreds of hours, that's sort of the reason people play it. That's the reason why people enjoy it.
In April, beloved Nintendo executive Reggie Fils-Aimé retired. Reggie led with distinction as someone who spoke his mind.
I suck at Smash.
And led from the front in challenging circumstances, and is noted as one of the Nintendo executives who helped reverse the company's fortunes after languishing in 3rd place during the GameCube era. This is in stark contrast to his famous namesake Reggie Fils-Aimé, who stepped down this year after making a bad situation worse.
Reggie was replaced by a guy called Doug Bowser. It was a bit like McDonald's saying their next CEO is called John Hamburglar. John Hamburglar! If you're worried about a Bowser being in charge, keep in mind he's no kidnapped any minor royals this year.
Or ever. Doug Bowser has never kidnapped any minor royals.
Probably. PS4 exclusive Days Gone was released in April to a tepid critical response, but that didn't stop it gaining a base of loyal fans, although we shouldn't read too much into that. Even serial killers get fan mail. Mortal Kombat 11 also debuted this year, and everyone liked it.
So I think the core appeal of a game like Mortal Kombat is that it is tapped into something that is inherent to humanity, and that's that we're all secretly psychopaths. It's the type of game that revels in letting you rip the skull out of somebody's head and then beat them to death with it, and what else could you possibly ask for from a game?
Causality Loop Simulator Outer Wilds wowed us in May with its stunning interpretation of the futility of time, a concept which everyone on this stream will be acutely aware of as you've still got 5 hours to go.
Outer Wilds is about this tiny village of adorable wood-foraging aliens who build their own spaceships to go out and explore the solar system.
Yeah, like if Wales had a space program.
No.
Things got busy in June as we were treated to Judgment, a crime-solving and battering men with bicycles game set in the same world as Yakuza. My Friend Pedro turned heads, and Microsoft gave us a fleeting glimpse of its next console, codenamed Project Scarlet. Also, E3 came and went without incident. Nothing bad happened, and we definitely won't be mentioning it again. One of gaming's most influential executives, former Sony CEO Kaz Hirai, also retired this year after a storied career helping launch products as beloved as the original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 4. His seismic impact on the industry cannot be overstated, and he left the organisation in an enviable state for his successor, Neil Cortex.
Kaz Hirai was replaced by a guy called Neil Cortex. Really? That's like McDonald's announcing their new CEO is called John Hamburglar.
That's mine, you wee part thief.
Welcome back to the Golden Joystick Awards pre-show, where we've got about 20 minutes until the main event kicks off. We'll have the second half of our year in review a bit later on, but right now, let's take a look at where the magic happens. Ooh, very nice indeed. In just a few minutes, this is where our guests will be taking their seats and crossing their fingers, hoping that enough of you voted for them to win one of these coveted awards. Now, I've heard that we'll be sharing some exclusive trailers during today's awards, and between you and me, one of them might have something to do with the next video that we're about to show you. This game... just gonna put that down. It's heavy. This game was revealed during the recent PlayStation State of Play, but since then we've visited the developers themselves to bring you the making of Arise, A Simple Story.
We thought that this is something that was not represented in video games that much.
Everybody told us, don't make it, you're risking too much. If you don't put money in a dream, where will you put your money on, right? We prefer to invest in a dream than invest in bricks, and that's how we are. I would like to say that we started fresh. In terms of design, actually, we did a lot of things that the first time that we talked with the game designers, that they said, that's not how video games are done. And we said, yeah, we know, that's why we want to do it.
We decided, okay, let's have an old man. Let's have this old man look back at his life. Which essentially you are telling the same story, because the story, you played it forwards. But the vision of the game, the vision of the old man is looking back. And this gave us a second layer of emotion that it was very interesting for us. Even if we know that a real old man is not, it's a risky choice for a video game character.
He has no powers, he's just one guy, an old guy.
It's easy not to see him like a hero or someone with an adventure ahead, but we think we managed to overcome this by telling the adventure behind.
So the two levels that we have showed you today are levels 2 and 3. Level 2, it's called Joy, and it's about a memory of being a kid, jumping through the woods and playing with snails, with giant sunflowers and mushrooms, because you see the world through the eyes of a child. And it happens in a time lapse that you can scrub with the right stick, and it goes from morning to evening, and by scrubbing time, things happen in the environment and you take benefit of that. And in contrast with that, level 3, it's called Away, and it's sad memory, and you can clearly see the contrast between the playfulness of level 2 and the sadness and melancholy of level 3. And level 3 depicts a time lapse of just 20 seconds in the aftermath of an earthquake. So you're playing with things that are crumbling and are falling and all that. So as you see, the high level, the concepts of each level, the environment, and how you play are connected.
We don't really have a message. We wanted to stay away from philosophical, like, this is the meaning of life. This is not what this game is about. This is the story of this old man, and we want you to feel the emotional roller coaster of his life, any life, because any life has its ups and downs.
What we're talking about in Arise is something that everyone has experienced. Everyone has experienced being a child and running around in the woods, being separated from someone that you love, losing someone, getting old. All these feelings are there for everyone.
And we want you to reflect on your own ups and downs while looking at this old man go through his own ups and downs. And that's basically the journey that we want you to have. I think the most challenging thing was tying everything together, because we wanted to every moment and every chapter and every level of the game to transmit something that was essentially an emotion, a feeling, like the joy of being a child. This is something that is very concrete. And then, but we want the gameplay to be enjoyable. We want to have gameplay. We don't believe in this separation between narrative and gameplay. Like, you know, a game which has lots of narrative doesn't have gameplay because it's a walking simulator. A game without a lot of gameplay doesn't have space to tell a meaningful story. So what we wanted, the most difficult part is sitting here in the meeting room and spend hours thinking, okay, if we want to express the joy of childhood, how do we translate this to actual gameplay? And we had plenty of good ideas in terms of narrative that would not translate to something fun to play.
And then while developing the game, sometimes, of course, you find technical limitations because you have big ideas and then you try to develop them and you say, okay, maybe in 5 years we will be able to develop this idea, but not now. So we had to discard all of those. And on the other side, we had a lot of ideas that were extremely fun to play, but were not telling anything about the high-level emotion that we wanted to transmit in that particular time of gameplay. What makes us more proud of Arise is the fact that we have tied up narrative, gameplay, environment, and art direction all in. They are very intertwined and they form, you know, like a final product that makes sense from all different perspectives. And being our first game, we're proud that we achieved that. Fans can get the game on December 3rd on PS4, Xbox One and PC through the Epic Games Store. So we expect that you like it, and I don't expect any more.
Hello again, I'm Alex Walton-Regan and welcome back to the 37th Golden Joystick Awards live from London. Now, I've made my way onto the stage where today's winners will be collecting their awards. We've got about 15 minutes to go until the show starts in here. And before then, we've been flying around the world, putting together some rather exclusive and exciting content just for you. Coming up, we're going to take a look inside CD Projekt Red, the studio making Cyberpunk 2077. But before then, let's finish off our 2019 in video games, picking up in July.
Listen, Patrick, could you just give me a clue about how much the next Xbox is going to be, mate? I've got child support, you know.
Tom McGlish? Is that you? Would you stop calling me? I thought I told you to leave me alone. It isn't 2015 anymore.
No, but listen.
I cannot believe you're still doing this. What are you trying to get at? Like, what, like 3 people know who you are? You know what I'm saying?
No.
I don't understand. I get that you're trying to, like, diversify into other stuff, but leave me alone.
July saw 15-year-old Jaden Ashman split $2.25 million with his teammate after coming second in the Fortnite World Cup finals.
Fortnite has become such a massive game over this year that even my mum knows what flossing is. But it's actually a really good game as well. The things that Epic can do in updating the game to player feedback and what its competitors are doing is actually really impressive. It's so good, in fact, that it won Ultimate Game of the Year at last year's Golden Joysticks.
It won last year?
Yeah, it won, justifiably.
Didn't it come out in 2017?
Yeah, but it was a publicly voted award, so...
Yes, and sometimes people vote for the wrong thing, though, don't they, James?
Nintendo continued their unbroken string of Switch first-party home runs with the release of Fire Emblem Three Houses, a tactical role-playing game in which you pull double duty as an army commander and a geography teacher at Eton.
Fire Emblem Three Houses is actually the first game in the series that I've played, but I fell in love with its strange mix of strategy, its weird characters, its wonderful world, and if you disagree with me that Petra is the best girl, you can tweet at me and I'll ignore you.
3 houses? That's not much of a post. How many houses has Skyrim got? 20?
Assassin's Creed's got loads more than that. Egypt. How many houses are in Egypt?
GTA's got entire apartment blocks and millions of cars, and they're basically little houses, and I know that because I've slept in one. It was abandoned.
Hello, Mike. It's Steve Burns here. How's it going? Wait a minute, hold on, there's no need for that.
Yeah, sorry mate, but every time I hear the name Steve Burns, I just have to shout that word. Sort of involuntary.
Well, I was just going to ask if you wanted to be in our year in review, but...
No. Also, how did you get this number?
Well... Because, as you know, in August this year, the ESA may have leaked everyone's details. This is just a way of us illustrating that.
Oh, so you obtained my number through dubious means. Now you think you can just casually phone me up?
Oh, yeah. You didn't open the door.
See, this is why every time I hear your name, I have to shout the word
Control from Remedy was one of the most imaginative games of the year.
So I have the unenviable task of trying to explain Control, which is one of the most confusing games I've ever played, but also one of the most amazing. It's beautiful, atmospheric, mysterious. There's so many sort of iconic standout moments from the game that I'll always remember. The bits where Jessie pulls on the cord and it takes her from the oldest house to the motel. It's just beautiful. I don't know how to explain it other than saying it's a really beautiful game that I will remember for years. Another favourite game of mine from this year is Telling Lies, which simultaneously had me feeling like an expert sleuth and a voyeur who needed to take a bath.
Telling Lies is a fantastic game because of the way it plays with voyeurism. It makes you feel uncomfortable as you're playing it.
I think I had something like half a notebook filled with murder, ? And weapon. You become what you think is like Sherlock, but actually it's just someone sat in their slippers.
Oh, hey. No, I was just having a night in, polishing my joystick from 2015.
In September, the game to end all games finally arrived. A game that captured the mood of a nation. Its protagonist, an unstoppable force of nature, personifying a previously unrealised but now insatiable yearning to become a little thieving git.
One of the things that I love most about Untitled Goose Game is that in an age where we're barreling towards graphics where you can plunge into Norman Reedus's eyebrow follicles, we've got a game that's simply about stealing a kid's glasses in a street.
Sticking with the title, Untitled Goose Game was a stroke of genius, really, and it's difficult to imagine it being called anything else. I suppose they could have called it Honk Goose
Waterfowl behaviour.
John Hamburger.
Gander. Clegane.
Jailbird.
Feather Gear Solid. Honks of the Patriots.
Ezio. What?
Hey, what's the next one? Gears 5. I can't do Gears 5, man. I got nothing positive to say about it. It's just Call of Duty for folk who live on protein shakes, you know? The sort of guys who cut about saying stuff like, I'm Simon Miller of the Miller Report.
Listen, legally distinct police officer, who I have never met for legal reasons, there is a good reason why you should care about Gears of War 5, and that's because it's the best chuffing damn game of this whole show. Why? Here's why. Where's the video? I thought, Gears 5, and then we run a Gears... Where's the Gears 5 video?
We couldn't get the B-roll, sorry, man.
What do you mean you can get the B-roll? There's no Gears 5 video at all.
No. Is it good though, yeah?
Well, Gears 5. Oh yeah, it's really, play Gears 5. Oh, it's really, it's like, it remembers everything that was good about the old games, but it brings in updated elements. It's a really good game.
Oh, sounds really good. It's on Game Pass?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass, yeah. You should play it.
Oh, I might pick it up.
Yeah, you should.
October rolling around meant three very important things. The first was that every games journalist under the sun embarrassed themselves more than usual, thinking up clever Halloween names. The second was the release of Obsidian's The Outer Worlds. Oh Christ. Obsidian's once-in-a-decade quest to troll their former clients Bethesda by making a better Fallout game than them using a template they invented. Either way, it's great.
Outer Worlds is this massive takedown of late capitalism. It depicts this futuristic space colony that's completely run by corporations. There's no real government to speak of. Everything's decided in boardrooms, and everything's about maximising profit. So the economy is all daft, nobody can afford anything, it doesn't work for people. And it's a bit of an odd one to play as a European, because the idea that corporations shouldn't just be allowed to do whatever the hell they want might come across as edgy satire if you live in America, but to everyone else it's just common sense. That said, it's fantastic, and particularly if you liked Fallout New Vegas, you should play it, because it's basically that with spaceships.
Didn't Fallout New Vegas have a spaceship in it though?
No.
You sure?
Absolutely positive.
Alright, fine.
Thirdly, and most importantly, Disco Elysium, perhaps one of the games of the year, was released and everyone loved its dark story of playing as a sort of deranged policeman, kind of a has-been, bit of a never was, no internal monologue to speak of, but a very one-sided relationship with Michael Pachter, although I guess that's hardly a substitute.
Listen, I'm not saying anything about Disco Elysium because I'm actually taking them to court.
Which brings us to this month, and only one thing matters this month, apart from the golden joysticks. It's that game about making grenades out your own pee and Conan O'Brien's in it, and I don't know, it's a bit involved, so we had to get the boss to explain it.
Death Stranding is, it's really hard to explain. It's like a mixture of 2001, The Leftovers, elements of Silent Hill, there's elements of stealth. Above all, there's parcels. Relentless parcels. Like, people made jokes about it being a walking simulator. It's a walking and delivery simulator. It's absolutely endless. But despite it all, it's mesmerizing. I think the biggest thing with the game really is, it's tough, it's grueling, it's punishing. It's a sermon on the nature of belief. The best things in life are hard yards, and you'll know this from caring for people, or if you've got children, even things like preparing a day bag to go out. The form and the gameplay of Death Stranding is about care for others, and it all feeds into the theme of connection. I loved it. I thought it was absolutely brilliant, but I had a very tortuous relationship with the game.
Difficult to say what happened in December because it hasn't happened yet. But what we do know is that we're getting a new Xbox and a new PlayStation next year.
I'm really excited to see what startup noise we get for the PlayStation 5 because each one has been iconic and no one knows what that sound is going to be yet.
Maybe it'll be boo 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 boo
boo. Bing. I'd like it to sound a bit fed up of being turned on, so it just goes
PlayStation 5, when it turns on, what noise is it going to make? Go.
What?
Someone whispering video games in an ASMR fashion so that it gets your ear canal and your bits tingling.
I don't... What?
The PlayStation 5 sound's probably just going to be the sound of a fan getting progressively louder if my launch day PS4 was anything to go by.
Are you asking everyone there?
PlayStation 5.
Ding 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 ding. Bing.
That's a horrible thing to. That's a horrible thing to throw at someone.
2020, like 2019, will be an absolutely belting year for video games, and potentially an all-time classic for moaning about video games. Thank you for bearing with us while we wasted your time before the award show began in earnest. And remember, you voted for the games you're about to complain about winning. Democracy, great system, everyone loses.
Welcome back, and thanks to our friends at Special Gun for walking us through the last epic 12 months in video games. Now, if you're just joining us, where have you been? What have you been doing all day? You've already missed some great stuff, but don't worry about it. Each one of our pre-show videos and the awards themselves will be available to view on demand via the Games Radar YouTube channel directly after they air on the stream itself. Which brings me very nicely onto our last video. Now, this one is pretty special. We've been to visit CD Projekt Red in Warsaw, Poland, to get an exclusive look at where Cyberpunk 2077 is being made and talk to some of the team behind it. Please enjoy this exclusive video tour presented to you by the Golden Joystick Awards.
Hey V, you alright?
Let's do this.
Give out what this is.
Okay. What now?
Hey guys, and welcome to CD Projekt Red. I've got a bit of a studio tour planned for you, and I'll even be having a chat with some of my very favourite developers. So get out of the cold and come inside. Inside our studio before, we were very Witcher based, and we have a lot of our covers. You can see Geralt, and you can even see just some of the awards the studio has picked up over the years. But of course, we have a new game coming out. We are working on Cyberpunk 2077. So we're just starting our Cyberpunk war. Hopefully a couple more covers to come. So you've got your passes. I think it's time to get inside the building and really show you around. Follow me. This is what we call our social space. So this is where people can come to relax. We've also got some different canteens in here as well where you can have your lunch. If you look here, this palm tree, this was actually at our Gamescom show floor booth, and we actually brought it back on a truck, and now it lives here. It just lives in the social space. Maybe coconuts one day, who knows? So this is just in case you didn't know where you were. Apparently, I don't know if it's true, but we've had this suit of armour since The Witcher 2, but it now takes residence in the Gwent team. Now, music and sound, they're incredibly important elements to the games we make, so I think I know exactly where we need to go on our next stop. Come on in.
Hello, my name is Marcin Przybyłowicz. I'm a music director and composer here at CD Projekt Red. As you can see, I'm working on a music for Cyberpunk 2077 and specifically a pretty intense narrative track for part of the game I can't tell you about because no spoilers. You're gonna have to wait and see, but I promise you it's gonna be rewarding.
So in this room is our Quest team, and I think I have the perfect person for you to have a chat to, so come with me.
Hi. Oh, hello guys. Nice to see you. So my name is Paweł Sasko, I'm a lead of the Quest team, and we're working on Cyberpunk 2077, and in this beautiful space, we have a quest team sitting there in the corner. We're building all the quests for you, and our cinematic team, they are making sure that all the scenes are kicking ass, and our cinematic animators who are making sure that all those animations are beautiful, perfectly done, and there's no twitching on any of the fingers. And I hope you will be playing the game at 16th of April 2020.
So our level designers work in this area, and I have the perfect person for you to have a quick chat with. Come with me.
Oh, wow. Hey, I'm Miles Toast. I'm one of the level designers working on Cyberpunk 2077, and you can't see it, but currently I'm working on refining some of the encounters that we have in our game. Because in Cyberpunk, you'll of course be facing lots of situations where you have to tackle enemies in many different ways, and I'm trying to make sure that you can use all the tools that we give you in a way that allows you to really shine. For example, right now I'm placing lots of devices, that you can hack. I'm making sure that enemies have patrols in a way that you can sort of find your timing window and take them out in a cool way, and many more things. And I hope you'll be as excited as I am to work on this when you can finally play the game.
Down here, hopefully my special guest will be able to meet you. Now, a lot of the level team are working here. We also have a few with others, the teams move around a lot as the studio has been growing with the course of Cyberpunk 2077. All right, are you ready? So, one of the very best things for me working at CD Projekt Red is that it's a dog-friendly office, which means everybody gets to bring their lovable little play friends into the office. And honestly, I just think it makes work 1,000 times better. This is little Kimchi. Hey, Kimchi. Hey. Are you gonna be a superstar? Are you a cyberpunk dog? We do have lots of creative people working here and they love to make models. So here are some of the final ones, which some of you will know are available, but also some things that, you know, a bit work in progress. Anybody who has the Cyberpunk Collector's Edition on pre-order? Well, you might remember this. It's one of the very early mock-ups of what was going to be included in the box. One more of the development room, so we're going to try and be a little bit quiet and not disturb them. Come with me. While these aren't technically weapons from the game, they are here to help the team when they're designing. Come this way. Little tour of the studio. I hope you've had an enjoyable time having a look inside what we do here at CD Projekt Red, and of course chatting to some of our wonderful developers as well. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Everybody here at CD Projekt Red is incredibly grateful for all your ongoing support, and we cannot wait for you to enjoy Cyberpunk 2077 when it launches April 16, 2020.
Well, that's a story for another time.
Hello and welcome back. That was kind of cool, right? Did you spot all the hidden joysticks around the studio? I know I did, and way more than you actually think. Anyway, thank you for watching our little pre-show today. We hope you really enjoyed it, and please do not forget that you can go back and watch all of these videos again and again and again at youtube.com/GamesRadar. But now, I think it's about time we got on with the awards themselves. Shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for the 37th Annual Golden Joystick Awards to begin. Enjoy the show.
Playing is part of being human.
Instinct that is primal.
We play to escape.
Experience new worlds.
It's how we learn how to learn stuff.
Live an experience that maybe I can't live in the real world.
It's obviously to distract themselves from the bleakness and futility of existence.
やっぱり自分が普段慣れない自分になる、その体験があるっていうのがゲームの素晴らしいところかなと思います。
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your host, actor, writer, presenter, Danny Wallace.
excited? How are we on table 40 over there? You're miles away. They're drunk. Fair enough. Hello and welcome to the 37th Annual Golden Joystick Awards. 37 years of the Golden Joysticks and only 25 years since anyone bought a joystick. The Joysticks are the longest running games awards in the world. Why? Because I host them very, very slowly. Not really, we will get through these awards very quickly because they've all been stolen by a naughty goose. Okay. You might want to get used to those references early on. And welcome, of course, to the Bloomsbury Big Top. A stunning marquee structure is what their website says. To anyone else, just a big tent in a car park. But what history you can feel in this room. As Dan was saying, these awards started back in 1983 when nominees genuinely included Psst, Splat and Penetrator. They're all in prison now with everything else from the 1980s. And this room is packed with the cream of gaming. EA, Nintendo, Ubisoft. The guys from Activision Blizzard would have joined us for lunch, but their new contracts state they're only allowed Chinese food now. They're fine with it. They're fine with it. They said it was their choice. It's fine. But what a year it's been. Sonic the Hedgehog had more weird, panicked Hollywood redesigns than Simon Cowell. And what diverse experiences. Nominated for Ultimate Game of the Year is everything from Outer Worlds, an open-world RPG set in space, to Outer Wilds, an open-world RPG set in space. What's next, guys? An open-world RPG set in space? Yes. Okay. The first winner of Ultimate Game was R. Diddums in 1983. This was a game in which you played a teddy bear climbing out of a toy box to comfort a crying baby. That won Ultimate Game. And has there ever been a better game than R. Diddums? Yes, thousands. Literally everything that followed. We may have to revisit our use of the word ultimate. Streamer of the Year is back, and since I started speaking this afternoon, not one of them has shouted anything racist. Oh, has he? Right, well, we'll see if Streamer of the Year is back. We'll get to it. Elsewhere, WWE 2K20 tried a bold new direction with uncontrollably spinning wrestlers, disappearing referees, and vanishing faces. Assassin's Creed are suing for copyright. That's what we do. It's not fair. I actually I invited the WWE developers today so they could face the music. I said, you better show your faces. They said, we literally don't know how to do that. It's a real sore point for us. Season 10 of Fortnite ended in unique form with the cocky inhabitants of a small island sucked into a black hole that signals its demise. You can't compare the needless implosion of that fragile island with anything. But Frexit means Frexit, guys. But the new season of Fortnite also brought us new locations such as the Sweaty Sands, the Slurpy Swamp, the Steamy Stacks, and the Dirty Docks. Is Fortnite about dogging? Certainly seems like it might be. Farming Simulator went from strength to strength. There was FarmCon 2019, where players from all around the world drove simulated tractors against one another in the German town of Harswinkel to see who could make gaming look the lamest. Games like Borderlands 3, Disco Elysium, and Outer Worlds reflected the changes in society by taking on capitalism this year, all finding enemies in the rich and the evil, money-grabbing corporations, and all for just $49.99 plus microtransactions. And games continue to dominate the headlines. Just last week, China banned anyone under 18 years old from playing video games for longer than 90 minutes a day. What the hell are lonely teenage boys in China supposed to do in their rooms on their own for hours and hours every night now? Still, big hand for them. But it's been a hard year too, leading to industry-wide calls for unionisation and reduced working hours. The big developers responded to these calls by drawing up plans for comprehensive, effective, immediate improvements. But they were stolen and thrown in the canal by a naughty goose. See, I told you, I knew. So before we begin, I should also say hello to our voice of God for today's awards, the brilliant Alex Wilton-Regan. Hello, Alex.
Hi, Danny. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. We'll continue this later. And on that note, are we ready for the Golden Joysticks 2019? Are you ready to win some awards? You should be. So, if you win tonight, come up, get your photo taken and accept your award. So, if you are sitting comfortably, we'll begin with the award for Best Storytelling. Now, good stories need risk-taking and serious imagination, like when someone tries to say, no, they're not loot boxes, they're surprise mechanics. Or, but I didn't know I wasn't allowed to use aimbots, please don't send me home to England. Or, no, the ban had nothing to do with the Chinese government. So here to present this award is the co-founder of Revolution Software and the creator of Broken Sword. Please welcome Mr. Charles Cecil.
Excellent. So this award celebrates the games that have provided us with the most compelling narratives and memorable characters throughout 2019. And we're incredibly lucky that a generation see video games as their cultural touchstone, and that puts us in an amazing position. Just last month, I had the privilege of meeting somebody who told me that my game, Beneath the Steel Sky, was the first game that his father, who was recently deceased, had bought him, and they'd played it together. And that Broken Sword is the first game that he bought to play with his father. And it's extraordinary that we have the opportunity to touch people in the way that we do through the games that and the stories that we write. But probably the greatest is a very dear friend, Stefano Petrullo, who we all love. But he admitted to me the other day that he used to play Broken Sword with his girlfriend, and he believes that the only reason that she said yes when he proposed was because he'd appeared in the credits. So there you go. So I'm really excited by this particular prize. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So many congratulations. So let's look at this year's nominees.
Control. Days Gone. Eliza. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Metro Exodus. Mortal Kombat 11. Observation. Outer Wilds. Sunless Skies. Telling Lies.
But Charles Cecil, who is the winner?
The winner is... Oh, sorry. The winner is Days Gone.
Please welcome Chris Reese from Ben Studio.
This is an incredible honor, from the players and fans of Days Gone, embracing, the story of Deacon. And I want to put a huge shout out there for all the guys back home at Ben's studio and the support teams who are all watching right now, this is for you guys. And also a huge shout out to John Garvin, the creative director and writer of Days Gone, along with Elise Lemoyne and Kyle Richards and all the localization teams that allowed us to bring this to the entire world. And of course, the incredible cast of Days Gone. Thank you so much.
Excellent work. So, moving right along, next up is Best Multiplayer Game, presented by Servers.com and GameEye, a category that includes shooters, sports games, and even a Tetris-based battle royale. You can always bet on a Nintendo console to take a usually violent genre and turn it into something very polite. So please welcome Stephen Brock from Servers.com and from GameEye, Ralph Heersink, to present the awards. So let's take a look at the nominees.
FIFA 20, Borderlands 3, The Division 2, Tetris 99, Apex Legends, The Dark Pictures Man of Medan, eFootball PES 2020, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Red Dead Online, Mortal Kombat 11.
But who will win? Who is the winner?
And the winner of Best Multiplayer Game is Apex Legends.
Please welcome Charlie Hauser from Respawn Entertainment.
Holy cow. Everyone, thank you so much. From myself, the entire team back in Los Angeles at Respawn Entertainment, everyone who voted, we just wanted to say thank you. It's been a wild 10 months on Apex. Yeah, it's 10 months. Oh, feels like a lifetime. So we just want to say thank you very much for all your support. We wouldn't be here where we're at without you. We hope to bring a lot more surprises your way and great more content to come. So thank you all very much.
Didn't dress up, that's fine. Didn't dress up, came all the way, didn't dress up. Now we come to the Still Playing Awards, or in the case of Fortnite, the Still Watching a Black Hole because something has to happen at some point, and I've been here for 2 hours award. And this one is for games that we cannot stop coming back to. Let's take a look at this year's nominees.
Destiny 2, Elite Dangerous, Fortnite, GTA Online, Minecraft, Rocket League, The Elder Scrolls Online, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, Warframe, World of Warcraft,
I am still playing all of those. This one is mine to announce. I don't have an envelope, but I can look at the award and tell you the winner is Minecraft.
Please welcome to the stage Microsoft's GM of Games Marketing, Aaron Greenberg.
Good afternoon. I'm actually not Aaron Greenberg. You might have noticed. I'm Matt Booty from Xbox Studios. Just like to accept this on behalf of all the teams back in Redmond and, of course, the Mojang team in Stockholm. Thank you very much.
Round of applause for not Aaron Greenberg.
Not Aaron Greenberg. Sorry.
Our next category is for Best Visual Design. We asked the public to tell us which games they would buy a 4K TV for, even if it wasn't Black Friday. And here to present the award is Alexis Korominas and Jordi Ministral from Piccolo Studio.
Best visual design is all about the art direction. It's not just a case of a game looking great or pretty, it's about finding a visual style that can perfectly complement the rest of the experience.
When designers choose a color instead of another, or when they choose to use a rounded shape instead of a hard edge, what they are setting is the right state of mind for the player. This kind of visual designs keeps the player engaged and builds the personality of a game.
And that's something you'll see with each of the titles nominated for this award. Let's take a look at the shortlist.
Kingdom Hearts 3. Gris. Control. 1111 Memories Retold. Devil May Cry 5. Sayonara Wild Hearts. Outer Wilds. Ape Out. Metro Exodus. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Every single one massively impressive, but who is the winner?
Devil May Cry 5.
Please welcome Brian Ayers and Matt Edwards from Capcom.
I wasn't briefed, so I don't really know what to say. Other than I've been told to say it's all shout-outs going out to Kat and Lee from Big PR. Sorry, a bit like overwhelmed.
Yeah. And thanks very much to Capcom Japan, R&D obviously made the game, Mitsuno-san, Matt Walker, Okabe-san. Thanks. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Overwhelmed. So moving on to our award for Best Indie Game, which showcases the solo developers and independent studios that we have to thank for some of the year's most innovative games. To announce the winner, please welcome Roberta Luca, the co-founder of Bossa Studios.
As creators of Surgeon Simulator, Iron Bread, and most recently Pigeon Simulator, I can tell you that people outside of the industry have this misconception that indie game developers are just a couple of people sat in a basement with only a few hours sleep drinking instant coffee. But maybe that was a few years ago. Nowadays, it's not true anymore. They're made of a few people sat in a basement with only a few hours sleep drinking artisan double shot soya flat whites. Maybe that's just me. So, this year nominees are
A Short Hike, Bubba Is You, Outer Wilds, Devotion, Knights and Bikes, Observation, Sayonara Wildhearts, Slay the Spire, Sunless Skies, Telling Lies.
But, Roberta, only one can win. Who will it be?
the winner is Outer Wilds.
Please welcome Alex Beecham and Andrew Prello from Mobus Digital.
Hello. On behalf of the entire team back in Los Angeles, just want to say, thank you. It's really incredible. We've been working on this game for just a really long time. And I guess I just want to thank all of our original Fig backers who figged the game back in 2015, our publisher Annapurna, and just everyone who was curious enough to play our game about time travel and quantum mechanics and ancient alien space scope philosophers. We're just a bunch of nerds, and we're so thrilled that you came along on this voyage with us. Thank you. You want to say anything?
Nice work. They seem like nice lads. Just a bunch of nerds, they say. So, congratulations to them. And before we continue, here is the first trailer of the night, a world exclusive from Deck 13. Everybody. So moving on to our next award, Esports Game of the Year. Over the last 12 months, we've seen incredible competitions all around the world. As if we need any reminder, playing games professionally can be an unbelievable opportunity as long as you don't express any kind of opinion about the human right to protest, which we won't. Please welcome Chris Fuller from our sponsor Corsair to present the awards. So, Esports Game of the Year asked our voters to decide which game has provided the greatest competitive play this year. And here are your nominees.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Dota 2. FIFA 19. Fortnite. League of Legends. Overwatch. PUBG Mobile. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
But who has trashed the competition to take this award?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the Esports Game of the Year is Fortnite.
Please welcome to the stage Epic's Director of European Marketing, Sean Denny.
But you never felt so good, never felt so fine. Haven't been this happy in your whole damn life. You never felt so cool, never felt so ooh. Yeah, we turning up, 'cause this is how we do. When you're holding me, yeah, it's guaranteed.
Hi everybody, thank you so much to everybody who voted for Fortnite, for everybody who plays Fortnite competitively. And I think that's the key thing. Playing a game online against other people is competitive. And so even though I am a horrible Fortnite player, I can play competitively. So everyone gets to enjoy it. It's inclusive. Thanks so much. Cheers.
Good work. So up next is Best Audio. And what would a game be without audio? It would be a silent film, and no one likes those. So please welcome electronic music producer Dan Lassac. We all love him. Onto the stage.
Hey, Best Audio asked the voting public to tell us which game has made the best use of sound design and music to make them feel emotions. Do you have emotions, Danny?
Do I have emotions? Yes.
Do you like audio?
Yes.
Well, this is the award for you.
Okay.
Exactly. The nominees are...
A Plague Tale, Innocence. Ape Out. Cadence of Hyrule. Control. Days Gone. Observation. Outer Wilds. Resident Evil 2. Tetris Effect. The light keeps us safe.
But Dan Lassac, the man, the myth, the legend, reveal to us who will receive this award from you.
The winner is... Resident Evil 2.
To accept the award on their behalf, Unfortunately, they couldn't be here tonight. So we're going to cue a little VT.
はい、皆さんこんにちは。レジデントイービル2ディレクターの門井です。
はい、コンポーザーの内山です。
今回はベストオーディオ賞ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
いや驚きましたね。
本当にびっくりしました。すごいゲームが並んでる中での受賞でしたので、嬉しい限りでございます。
はい、本当に投票してくださった方々ありがとうございます。これからもバイオハザードシリーズ続けていきますんで、どうぞ応援よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
And finally, to accept the award on their behalf, please welcome Stefano Barolo and Klaas Volter from Capcom.
Now it's time for Best Game Expansion. Here we take a look at some of the most exciting additions to existing worlds, the ones that are so revolutionary you'll find yourself asking questions like, how come Forza lets me drive to Legoland but not to Wales? And this year's nominees are...
The Elder Scrolls Online Elsewhere. GTA Online Casino Update. Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. Civilization 6 Gathering Storm. Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Forza Horizon 4 LEGO Speed Champions. Warframe Imperium. No Man's Sky Beyond. Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. Sea of Thieves Anniversary Update.
And I can tell you that the winner is, well, it is Diamond Casino Update for GTA Online. Yes. Now this I do know. Unfortunately, no one from Rockstar could be here tonight, so I'll be keeping this one for myself. They've got plenty. It's absolutely fine. We move on then to the next category, which is Best VR or AR Game of 2019, a category that just gets better and stronger every year. This award celebrates some of the games industry's most pioneering developers, those who've grappled with cutting-edge technology to create something totally new for us to experience. And the nominees for Best VR or AR Game are...
Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown. Beat Saber. Blood and Truth. Déraciné. Falcon Age. Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Nintendo Labo VR Kits. No Man's Sky Beyond VR. Tetris Effect. Trover Saves the Universe.
And I can tell you, the winner is, and I'm delighted because it's how I get most of my exercise, Beat Saber!
Please welcome Pavel Barak from Beat Saber to the stage.
This is a big surprise. I'd like to thank you on behalf of the whole team. The guys are right now probably watching the stream in Prague, in our studio in Czech Republic. So this is for you. And I would like to also thank our community, because without the community, we wouldn't be where we are right now. This is really a great honor for us, so thank you.
Congrats. I tried to impress him there, and he just looked at me and he just went, yeah, that's good. Give me my awards. Congrats to Beat Saber. Next up, 2 more exciting trailers to share with you, and here they are.
This is the story of how you died. It's how a million different times and places burned. How reality itself ceased to exist. This is the story of how you died. Or at least, I hope it will be.
We move on then to Best Gaming Hardware, the award for people who genuinely do know what a teraflop is. I do not, which is why we've asked PC Gamer's managing editor to present this award instead. Please welcome Robin Valentine. So, Best Gaming Hardware asks our voters to weigh up an entire year's worth of new kit, from VR headsets to consoles to everything in between. And our 2019 nominees are...
Honor 20 Pro, Nintendo Labo VR, Nintendo Switch Lite, NVIDIA 20 Series, Oculus Quest, Razer Blade 15 Advanced Model, Sega Genesis Mega Drive Mini, Valve Index, Xbox Elite Wireless Controller, Xbox One S All Digital Edition.
Well, someone likes tiny Mega Drives, don't they? That's what I picked up from that. But who has the hardest hardware, Robin?
The winner is the NVIDIA 20 Series Super Graphics cards.
Please welcome to the stage David Waters from NVIDIA.
Impromptu graphics card-based speech.
Just want to say thank you to everyone back in our global offices and our Northern Europe marketing team. It's been a crazy year for us, and we've had a couple of our partner titles like Control and Metro X as mentioned. It's been fantastic, and thank you all for your support.
Excellent work. So the next award is for Best Performer, for which our panel of judges has combed through the very top acting talent displayed across this year's Best Games. I should point out that Death Stranding came out too late to be considered for this year's awards. It's a shame. Lots of Hollywood stars in it. Norman Reedus, Mads, Jeff Keighley. Who will win? It will not be Jeff Keighley, but to present the award for Best Performer, please welcome Gonzalo Martin.
Best Performer is about identifying the individual who has brought the most heart and soul to a character they embodied this year. Selected by a panel of judges, the competition surrounding this award has grown fiercely as video games continue to attract some of the world's greatest acting talent. Voice acting is a crucial element of creating the great game experiences we all know and love. To bring something real to a character when you're inside a voiceover booth without really seeing the context of your lines or having anything to interact with is a skill that requires supreme dedication to your craft. That's what our voiceover director, Phil Bach, has always hammered into me during my work as Sean Diaz in Life is Strange 2. I even spent some time in the streets of LA as a homeless person in order to get to the mindset of Sean and actually have something real to pull from. The skill and dedication behind the performances that we've seen over the past year are truly awe-inspiring. It is my honor to present the award for Best Performer. Let's take a look at this year's winner.
I've only ever been in love once. No, no, I do not want that. I do not want that, okay? No, you didn't need guns, okay? And you didn't need a kick in the door. Okay, hey, Emma, can I talk to her? Emma, let me talk. Oh, okay, get in here. Let me give that big hug. Which is good, right?
The winner of Best Performer is Logan Marshall Green.
Now, guess what? Unfortunately, Logan is unable to join us in person. He did, however, send us a video in which he made sure to hold his phone as close to his face as possible so that he could mumble.
Hi, everybody. It's Logan Marshall Green here, and I am so sorry that I can't be there in person to accept this incredible award on the Golden Joysticks. And I want to thank the Golden Joysticks for this honor. I also want to thank Annapurna for the job. I want to thank Sam Barlow for writing this incredible story, directing it, and creating the game, developing it. Seems fitting, here I am accepting this over FaceTime. And if you know the game, you know they're always watching.
So there you go. Worthy winner. Will you make sure that gets through? Thank you very much. So that takes us on to Studio of the Year. This award recognises not only the games, but the people making them, from sound engineers and programmers to concept artists, producers, and community support. It takes an entire studio to create what we sit and play as we contribute nothing. We probably don't thank them enough. So to present this year's award for Studio of the Year, please welcome Deputy Editor of Edge magazine, Jen Simpkins. And our nominees are...
For A Games, Capcom, Digital Extremes, Epic Games, Hello Games, Media Molecule, Mobius Digital, Nintendo, Remedy Entertainment, Respawn.
But Jen, who has won Best Studio?
And the winner is Epic Games.
Please welcome to the stage Epic's Sean Denny.
Hello again. You're gonna have to give me a minute on this one. Whew. As I said, I'm a bad esports player, so that one wasn't so personal because I can't play Fortnite very well. But this one is for the team. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm going to keep it short because otherwise I'll be up here bubbling all night long. The team of people that come together to make Fortnite an amazing bunch of people, and this is for them. Thank you so much.
Wow. A worthy winner. Well done to Epic. And before our next award, please enjoy another world-exclusive trailer. This one is from Techland.
And to accept the award on their behalf, please welcome back Stefano Barolo and Klaus Walter.
Well, with that, the 37th Annual Golden Joystick Awards comes to an end. A big round of applause for everyone nominated and our winners tonight. Thanks for joining us both here in London's Bloomsbury Big Top and online via Twitch, YouTube and GamesRadar.com. Thanks to Alex Wilton Regan, our brilliant voice of God. Thanks to all your waiters and waitresses tonight and your chefs and cooks and everyone who served you. And if you're watching on the live stream, like I say, a little extra treat coming up for you. Until next time, my name's been Danny. I've enjoyed it. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the 37th Golden Joystick Awards. One final announcement from me. The bar is officially open, and DJ Yoda will be performing shortly. Have a wonderful evening.
Gigi, I've decided not to leave this town. Maybe I can stay and find some other nice people who will like me and accept me for who I am.